to the class. Okay, so we are officially recording. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our weekly Zoom. My name is Harlequin Murray. I am normally the co-host along with Winn, who is our team leader. She is currently with one of her limousine customers, so she has asked me to go ahead and get today started. We're going to swap around our usual schedule that we have, and we're going to do team recognition and a little bit of training on the back end. And we have some new members. I know I've got some new members on my team that are on here that have questions. So we're going to be taking questions first today. And for those of you who are new to Zoom, oops. Latasha, did you have a question? Or that was an accidental one. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was an accidental. I was talking to my son. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you have any questions for us though?
No, I'm just trying to get caught up. I'm just one of my other hats I hold. I'm a tax professional, so it's just kind of been busy.
Yes.
So I'm now kind of coming up and trying to catch up on some DAC stuff.
Hello.
Okay, awesome. Well, I know we've got a lot of people that do taxes for a living, and this is crunch week for everybody. So we're expecting them to be involved again next week. And I'm glad that you decided to join us. But does anybody have any questions that you can think of right now? Let me see if we've got anything in the chat. Oh, and Antonella, welcome. I see this is your first time joining us. And I know we've got some other new people in here as well. Just a little bit about me so you guys know who I am. If you're joining us for the first time, my name is Harlequin Murray, and I've been an agent with DAC for almost 3 years now. Next month, it'll be 3 years. And I was brought on board by Winn, so she's my sponsor. And I absolutely love what I'm doing with DAC, and with what we have coming up, it is super exciting. A lot of people are calling me that have signed up previously, and they're getting re-engaged because they see some of the new programs that we have coming on board. But does anybody have any questions, or if you want to share an experience that you had this week or within the last week or two with working with a client or something else? Okay, I see Randy, you've got your hand up. Go ahead and unmute, Randy. What you got for us today?
Okay, hello. I'm trying to say your name. Oh,
Harlequin.
Harlequin, okay.
Yeah, it's spelled Q-U, but the Q-U is pronounced as a K. So if that helps.
Okay, Harlequin, okay. Well, since it was kind of free time there, I thought I might jump in and ask something. I just had a application. I guess it probably was from like a Chinese restaurant, or I've been pounding the pavement and probably passed out a couple hundred flyers in the past couple of weeks, in my spare time. And but they applied, and then a couple hours later, a second application came through. The corporate sent another notice that I don't know, I guess it was the exact same numbers and everything. So I was just wondering what normally, I know this is elementary stuff, but I actually called at that point and left them a message, hoping that, I get a call back from them to help them out. But I was just wondering what kind of recourse on something like that.
Okay, right now, it sounds like that was a DAC client. So it was not a Bank Breezy, client. Because if you go into Bank Breezy twice, it will come up as a duplicate. That doesn't happen on the DAC side. So typically what I would do is I would respond back to that email and say, hey, it looks like this might be a duplicate. Now, they will send you an email that it goes and it gives you updates on the status on the client. So just make sure that lower down, there's not additional information. They'll let you know where they are in the process. Are they missing documentation? Have they been offered something? Have they been declined? That type of thing. And then fingers crossed and prayers said, you will get the notification that they've been funded. But just keep an eye on that. But if you do notice that there's a duplicate, it doesn't hurt to go and send an email back to submissions@davidallencapital.com, which is where that's usually coming from, and just let them know, hey, it looks like this is a duplicate application. They'll usually catch it on, Wade and his team are really good about that. But yeah.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on it. It came in about 3 this afternoon, so it's probably not been enough time to get too, caught up over it. I was going to let it go till in the morning, maybe reach out, email.
Yeah. Now I will tell you, Wade and his team, they're pretty Johnny on the spot. So if it came at 3, they've already started working it.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hoping this will be the one. I've been just slowly going at it, and I know I was telling my wife, when this thing breaks, it's probably gonna take off. So get ready, just wait and keep after that first client, and then I feel like I'll break the ice and move forward with it. Looking forward to it.
All right. And somebody just sent me a chat message to me personally on the device that I have listed as that I'm using. I have my cell phone set up, and that's where my camera is. And then I have my desktop where I can respond to people. So whoever it was that sent that, I can't stop what I'm doing to check the chat to see it. So if you can send that to the other Harlequin Murray that's listed in the thing, I'm the one that's the co-host on there. Whenever you pull it up, that would be helpful. Because especially with Ellen not being here, I'm having to admit everybody and answer questions and respond. So I appreciate it. And let's see, John will have to find out for you if you can, if you have your agent ID number, I can get that information for you. He's asking who his direct line of sponsorship is. And I'm not sure who it is. But anyways, did you have any other questions, Randy?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, then we've got some other people with their hands raised. I see Cedric has his hand raised, and then Dr. Walter and Crystal Trice, you're unmuted. Did you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I know you do, Cedric, but
Okay.
Dr. Walter, did you have a question? You've got yourself unmuted. I'll go ahead and I'll mute you for right now. Go ahead, Cedric, and ask your question.
Hello, everyone today. Hi, congratulations, Harlequin, for being Agent of the Month. You definitely deserve it.
Thank you.
I've been around for a minute. I haven't really done anything, kind of like gonna start, not gonna start. And now I'm really getting excited. And I've joined my local chamber, and also I'm joining a referral network tomorrow. And I was wondering, should I actually use David Allen Capital Independent Agent, or use my my domain, CDW Business Options. I know that DAC is branded and is becoming a well-known commodity out there, and nobody knows who CDW Business Options is. So I just asking which one should I move forward with when it comes to local chapters and different things like that.
Okay. Typically what they have been suggesting to us when you join a chamber of commerce or whatever, if you want, you can use David Allen Capital Agency.
Okay.
You have to specifically have the agency listed on there.
Okay.
And you have to identify yourself as an independent agent with DAC.
Okay. I've identified as a independent agent, but I didn't put the agency at the end. And so,
yeah.
Okay.
And they can update that for you. That's not a big deal.
Yeah. Stuff like online, I should just go with my my primary domain, CDW Business Options.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because like for the davidallencapital.com website, I have fundingsourcepro.com, my domain name. And that's what I use for that. And then just with associations and chambers, you can use the David Allen Capital Agency.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Now, one thing on the referral network, which one is that you're joining?
It's in Riverside, California.
Okay, but is it like a BNI group or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. One of the things with a BNI group, because I do a lot of networking.
Okay.
With a small closed group, you don't get a lot of new people coming in there, and they will require you to give leads to the other members on a regular basis. You also,
I don't think it's a BNI because they have a big network and they're online and stuff like that where you can refer back and forth to different other referral networks. Yes, costs like $400 to join. And
have you attended a couple of times?
I've been one time. I'm going back tomorrow.
Okay.
So that's some of the questions I should ask.
Yeah, because some of the organizations, they have, you're required to give leads to the other members. You're also required to attend a certain number of times, and if you miss any, then they'll dock you. Okay. You might want to take a look and see if there's another networking group that might work better. That's a little bit more flexible.
I was actually reading the some of the bylaws. It is, I think 3 times a year, for missing and stuff like that. So this might be a closed one. So I'm glad I raised my hand to ask you that question.
Yeah, because I tend to join more groups that are open groups.
Okay.
Just
like
because
meetup groups and stuff like that.
No, like if you go and what city did you say you're in?
I'm in this is county of Riverside, San Diego, all of Southern California, pretty much.
Okay, well, I'm from San Diego, so I know the area.
Okay.
What I would suggest is go and Google, and everybody do this for yourself. You can go and Google your city, some of the cities around you, the counties, but do a search on business associations. Okay. Because business association, with referral groups, it's usually salespeople that are members there.
Right.
For insurance people, it's your financial planners,
Right.
health insurance, things like that.
Right.
You don't always get business owners in those groups. It's
Okay.
more, whereas a business association, you're more likely to get a business owner involved and you'll actually get to meet the business owners. And they usually have a larger membership so that instead of going in and having 15, 20, maybe 25 people, I'm part of some that they have 45 to 60 every
Okay.
week.
Okay.
And so there's more opportunities for you to get access to those business owners that you want to talk to.
Okay.
That's just from me networking for the last 20 years.
Thank you very much. That's golden. I appreciate that. Okay.
The other thing is a lot of times the business associations, it's only $100, $200 to join. So
Okay.
you can join a couple of those, meet more people than the other. What you may do with that closed group, a lot of times because they have because it's a closed group and they have that attendance requirement, they're allowed to bring somebody on board or bring somebody in to fill in for them
Okay.
if they're not going to be able to make it. And just tell people, hey, this may not be exactly my fit. I would love to be, fill in for somebody if they need someone to fill in for them for a particular day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because they'll usually let you go and you have to give their presentation.
Okay.
And they'll give that to you, a written presentation. It's like, I don't know, State Farm Insurance.
Right.
You would give that person's information out to everybody, but then they will also give you an opportunity to give your information.
Okay, great.
So
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents on that. So
that's worth more than 2 cents. So appreciate it.
okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's how I've built most of my business, is through business networking. Now, in those closed groups, you do get some good people who are potential agents.
Agents, yes.
Those sales people are good potential agents.
Well, when I started out in sales, I started out door to door, and I sold a lot of things door to door, and then I tried the online stuff. And I have this ADHD thing going, and I just can't sit in front of a computer all the time. So I have to get out and start the mingling. So
okay.
Thank you so
much.
All right. Thanks, Harlequin.
All right. You're very welcome, Cedric.
Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. And Dr. Walter, I see you have a client who only needs 100K in REI. You want to go ahead and tell me about that?
Okay, here's a gentleman who is looking to do real estate investing, and only needed 100,000. He is adamant, will not go higher, and willing to pay 25% back on the return.
With real estate investors, the only way that we can help them with David Allen Capital, we fund strictly on your existing business revenue. Real estate investors are very difficult to fund through that model because you have to show 3 months worth of income and you have to have 3 or more deposits each of those months. So unless it's a real estate investor who is holding on to properties and renting them out, like if they have 4 or 5 rentals that they have, they can count that income. But typically, in order to get 100,000, they have to have somewhere between 50 and 100,000 per month in revenue to be able
Okay.
to qualify for that. So a lot of times real estate investors don't really fit well with our model. You know, if they do have a large portfolio of properties that they hold on to, then yes, that will work. But the other thing is that our funding model is they're going to pay anywhere from 1.19 times the amount they borrow up to 1.69 times the amount that they borrow. Now on the 100,000, it would be about 1.19 to 1.49. Very, very rarely would they get in where they can, you know, that they're in the 25%, and they're probably looking for 25% over a year. Sometimes it's hard, unless they've got really good credit, it's going to be difficult for them to get that.
Okay. He was looking to be able to do, and this initially he was looking to be able to pay it back within the 90 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah, what I would do in that case is I would find out what his last 3 months look like. You know,
okay.
does he have the 3 or more deposits every month?
3 or more deposits every
Or
month.
more, correct. And that's the first thing. And then find out how much his monthly business revenue deposits have been over the last 3 months, and look at the lowest month. The lowest month he's going to be able to get, if it's over 15,000, he'll get 1 to 2 times the revenue. If it's under 15,000, it's only going to be 75% of that.
Okay. All right.
So,
Good stuff.
yeah, the main thing is to set the expectations, and don't, yeah, because I can't tell you how many times I've had an agent go and they have a client that's doing $10,000 a month and they're like, oh, I want $100,000. And it's like, you can't afford to pay $100,000. You know, you'd be having to pay more than $10,000 a month to be able to pay it off.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
yeah, you just set the expectation as to what we can and cannot accomplish.
Okay. Good stuff.
Okay.
Thank you much.
Awesome. But the good news is that you're out there talking to people. So kudos
Exactly.
to that.
Appreciate that.
Now, one thing that we can sometimes help them with, and just as a side note, if they are using one particular contractor or subcontractor to get some of their remodeling work done, they might want to see if that remodeler or, you know, say they need a new roof, we might be able to get that roofer set up to offer customer financing, in which case then we can do it that way.
You know what was ironic is that this guy is a plumber, been in business, and I have the notes here, been in business for 37 years as a plumber. And initially, that was what I went to him with. He's no longer wanting to do the plumbing and wanted to get in real estate investing. At first he was, pardon, go ahead.
What I would say is he still doing plumbing currently?
Yes.
Okay. What he can do is he can utilize the revenue from his plumbing business, get the funding on the plumbing business, and utilize that to get his other business started. He just needs to keep in mind that he's going to have either a daily or weekly payment coming out of that plumbing business revenue. So he's going to at least need to keep that plumbing business going long enough that he pays back that initial funding on the on that funding. So yeah, if he can do both things at the same time, he can do that, where he sets up gets the business, gets his investing business started, utilizing the revenue from that plumbing business.
Good stuff. All right.
Okay.
Thank you much.
You're very, very welcome. Okay. And Randy, I see you've got your hand up again. Oops. There, go ahead and unmute.
Okay. So I just wanted to ask this because I did have a potential client who was looking, was in a veterinarian or animal supply store. And when I approached him, he asked if we funded new business or, second businesses. And then my question is, and I was not educated fully enough to give him an adequate answer on the length of the terms on, we just used 100,000 as a figure to sort of converse over. And so I wanted to ask, what are our links of funding terms? I know we've got a 6-month, I believe in a 12-month, and then I think I've heard 24 months. I haven't done my due diligence, forgive me on that, but I thought it'd be a good time to maybe get clarification from a pro.
All right. As far as the funding time periods on the actual funding amounts, for working capital, either Bank Breezy or through DAC, the lender determines the payback time period. Okay. Usually it's going to be 3 to 6 months on Bank Breezy. On the DAC funding, it's going to be 4 to 18 months. If they've got a really large funding, they might go as far as 24 months. Okay. But I would only say 18 just to be on the safe side. If they get a longer term, they'll be happy. But if they don't get the 24 months, then they start getting a little bit fussy with you. Now, on the line of credit, they can choose 6, 9, or 12 months themselves. They determine what their payback time frame is on the line of credit. So,
okay. Now, just one quick follow-up. So when you said a larger funding might go to 18 or 24, that's not 100,000, that's 400,000 or 500,000?
It's going to be 150,000 up. Okay. Probably closer to 200,000. I haven't seen a 24-month payback in a while. Put it this way, pre-COVID, we went up to 24 months.
Right.
COVID kind of messed that up a little bit. So anyways, yeah.
Okay, that helps a bunch. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. And I hear Miss Ellen Winn walking in the room. Awesome. All right. So she is in the house, folks.
Hey, everybody. How are we doing tonight?
Hi, Ellen.
We're a little bit towards you because you're in the shadow.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. And we had one last question. Let's go ahead and take that before Ellen gets started. Shantina Harris. We'll ask you to unmute. Shantina, are you available to talk now? And
Shantina Garris.
Okay, well, we'll come back to
She
you.
walked away, yeah.
Yeah, she's a new agent that just got started, and I spoke to her for the first time today. So anyways,
Excellent.
welcome.
Great job.
We're getting there. So
Yeah, I've been listening. I've heard the majority of the conversation, with the exception of a couple of minute interruption there for my client. I heard Harlequin say that I had a limousine client tonight. I've got a gentleman that's in his 70s, and he's having some challenges. So his daughter asked me a few months ago if I would take care of him, and I had the opportunity to do that tonight. So I enjoyed that part of being able to work with some of my clients personally. So yeah, let's can you pull up the screen share there? We'll get
I
into,
can.
you didn't go through the recognition, did you?
I did not. You told
Okay.
me, you told me
Awesome.
to hold off. So let's see which one it is here.
Should be that Google Slides, April 11th, the black slide.
The black,
Mhm.
yeah, that one.
All right,
Okay,
scroll up one.
and yeah, well, here, hold on one second, people. That's gonna, let's start from the beginning and slideshow.
There we go.
Okay, and just one second here, I do have to set it up so that I can gotta exit the, oops, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that, folks. I've got to get back to where we've got the people coming in. So we can, okay.
Can you see them down
Escape
there at the bottom? It'll pop up at the top of the screen if you see if anyone pops in.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
All right, put us in slideshow.
Slideshow.
Awesome.
There we go.
All right. Hey guys, thanks for your patience tonight. You've had great education along the way, I hear, with Harlequin as our co-host. For those of you that this is your first time joining us, I'm Ellen Winn. I am your senior team leader. Why is that? Well, I've been with DAC since June of 2018, and all of you are in my organization. Some of you are in Harlequin's organization, but all of you are in my organization. So I do this Zoom every Monday live, giving you an opportunity to ask questions, which you guys have been doing a tremendous job there. And then also covering some different topics. This week, we wanted to hit on some of the things that David talked about today on our leadership Zoom, and we'll go into that in just a minute. But let's get rolling here. We always start out with team recognition, and the biggest recognition this week is our agent of the month, Harlequin Murray. I'm so proud of Harlequin. And for those of you that have been listening for the last 30 minutes, you can certainly see why she was recognized as agent of the month. You usually see her here as my co-host and helping answer questions, help monitor the chat, and being a great co-host, helping the participants and so on. But tonight she got to steal the show, and I'm so proud of her for what she brings to the organization, what she brings to DAC as a whole. And we're looking forward to hearing her interview coming up here, not this next Friday, but Friday week. David will be doing a full interview with her, and the conversation that you had tonight on some of her tips and strategies for marketing and networking groups, that is really her forte. She is the best of the best at that. And I hope that she goes into a little bit deeper dive when she does that interview, because she's just got a wealth of information to share there to help all of you grow your business. So congratulations, girl. You deserve every bit of it. Super proud of you. And as I always say, I'm just really excited that Harlequin said yes when I asked her, was she open to taking a look at DAC? Not only was she open to taking a look at it, but when she saw it, she was excited about it and decided to move forward. Now, over the course of time, she's gotten more and more engaged, and she'll tell her story when she does her interview. She didn't come out of the bat swinging, or out of the gate swinging, I should say. Fast and furious, she started recruiting a team, and it took her a little while to get her first client, but she has proven that dedication and commitment really goes a long way, and it's going to pay off for her big time as our company continues to grow and she continues to build her stake here in this DAC agency. So I just know that she's going to be one of the top income earners in our company for years and years to come. So again, congratulations,
Thank you.
Harlequin.
Well, I had a great leader or teacher. You know, Ellen's won Agent of the Month 3 times already. So I had to try and catch up with her.
There you go. Well, I appreciate that. It's always a pleasure working with you. We touch base on a daily basis. So that tell what a value that is, being able to talk on a daily basis about your business and having someone, not just you and I, but just in general as an agent, you know, having that person that you're bouncing things off of and someone that you refer to. I heard Randy asking a question earlier because he was not clear on how to answer a client's question, but it would be great to be able to do a 3-way call at that point, right?
Right.
Which we've done those many times in the beginning, and you do those now for your team, and I do those on an ongoing basis. So having that partner to bounce things off of is invaluable. But
Yeah. And, you know, for everybody, if you don't know who your enroller is, find out. And if they're not super active, which, you know, that does happen, reach out to Ellen or myself if you're on my team, and we'll find out who's active in your line of sponsorship so that you can get the help that you need. But one of the things to keep in mind whenever you do recruit people, don't be bringing people on board if you're not wanting to support them, because people need that support. And it's huge to have that available to you.
awesome. Yep. So that's a great segue into our top recruiters. And then we'll talk a little bit further about Harlequin's comment about support. So our 10 Winn recruiting leaderboard for the week of March 31st through April the 6th. In first place, yet another week, probably 3 months in a row now, we have Katina Willis with 7 new agent recruits. In second place, Katina's enroller, Eric Johnson, with 4 new agent recruits. In third place, Chris Bartalis with 3 new agent recruits. And in fourth place, we had a 2-way tie between David Bryant and Mushira Edibo, both with 2 new agents each. And each with, congratulations to you guys. And then with 1 new agent recruit, we have Khalifa Ali, Bob Amato, Tamika Brennan, John Ube, Terrence Gibson, Mark Green Sr., Yashika Lewis, Harlequin Murray, Ted Smith, Catherine Sprinkle, or KD Sprinkle, Darcel Woods, Maurice Wright. Congratulations, Maurice, continuing to make a comeback from a struggle that he's been dealing with physically. And then myself, each of us with 1 new recruit for the week. So congratulations to everyone on the leaderboard. And as I always say, if your name's not on the leaderboard this week, but you're having conversations about our opportunity and you're inviting people to take a look at our opportunity, it's just a matter of time before you too will be on the leaderboard showing that you're building your DAC agency here. And I think that's probably the last slide. Click again. Yeah, you can come off a screen share now. So guys, that's all I wanted to share on the slideshow presentation. But back to what Harlequin was talking about, and that's supporting people that you recruit. David covered that a bit today on our leadership Zoom. And I had a couple conversations with saying, well, he sounded like he was frustrated or encouraging people not to be recruiting a lot of people. That's not the case at all. Here's what he's talking about. He's like, if you're going to be running ads, which ads work, right? If you're going to be running ads or you're going to be doing recruiting online and just recruiting from a social presence or an ad network presence, make sure that you're putting systems in place to support those people. Part of my thing as a team leader and the email systems and the text messaging systems that I have in place is to support everybody, but I'm not here to do your work for you. You know, David and I were talking last week, and we were talking about how the system and the training system is that anybody and everybody can sign up, but some people take advantage of that, hoping to, as he said today, just see what sticks, throw it up against the wall and see what sticks. And folks won't stick and stay if they don't have someone. I can't tell you how many times people reach out to me. Harlequin can tell you the same thing. People are reaching out and saying, I don't know who my enroller is, or I don't have anybody to work with, or can I move to your organization? No, you can't move. You are where you are, but you do have the same access to training that I had and have. You know, I didn't have a sponsor. I had an enroller, but they weren't active and they haven't continued building the business. Their sponsors got sidetracked and is off on something else. So I really built this business and got to where I am just by plugging into what the corporation has. And you can do the same thing. But the good news is you have a team system to plug into. But if you're going to be recruiting people, make sure that you have the intention of working with them. You know, I have a ton of people that are asking for game plans. And there a lot of people that are asking for game plans aren't people that I personally enrolled. So I go spend time with people doing a game plan, yet their enroller is the one that earns 25 to 50% of the commission, right? So it's only fair that enrollers learn how to do game plans with the people that they bring to the table here. So just want to share that. And Harlequin had some good points from a training that she's been going through. So I'm gonna let her cover those bullet points and hit those high notes on the recruiting process and who you're looking for when you're trying to recruit agents.
Okay. And I don't want multiple windows. Okay. All right. Let's see. This is, it's not wanting to be nice to me.
It's okay. You can see the big screen,
Yeah.
the big slide on there.
Okay,
You go.
there we go. I found this pretty background and I was like, I need to use that one. Yeah, I am going through a mentorship program with Eric Worre for the year. And today somebody was training us, not Eric. He was in Paris. So that was kind of fun. He came live on there. But anyways, some of the things to look for when you're looking for a new agent, you know, when you're talking to them in person, you want them to be coachable. You know, are they going to take direction from you? And are they willing to go ahead and do what you ask them to do and suggest to them to do? Are they self-motivated? You know, are they going to go ahead and, you know, acknowledge the fact that this is their business and their success depends upon what they do? Are they hungry? Are they wanting to make the extra money? Or are they like, well, yeah, it'd be nice, but, you know, I don't want to have to go and talk to people. And then the other thing that's huge is you need to look for people who are positive. If you have somebody who's negative and shoots down every single thing that you say, it gets really frustrating, people. And then the other thing is, do they have a strong work ethic? Are they going to consistently go? And, you know, it doesn't have to be huge numbers, but if they commit to, okay, I'm going to contact, you know, 10 people a day or 50 people a day, or it could be 1 or 2 or 3, but have them commit to doing a certain amount of work every day on their business, or at least, you know, if someone only has 2 or 3 days a week where they can do anything, you know, because they have a full-time job and kids and all that type of stuff, you know, whatever that commitment level is that is right for them, just that they commit to it and they have the work ethic to do that. But the other side of the coin is, those are the types of agents that you're looking for. Take a look at yourself and say, am I doing that? Am I that person that I would want to recruit to be on my team? And, a lot of times we're not always all there, and, we aren't always that person ourselves. And, but one of the things that Eric says is, if you haven't done what you needed to do in the past, forgive yourself and move forward. Because, life happens sometimes and we get pulled in other directions, and, just go ahead and rededicate yourself to what you want to accomplish. But anyway, so that was what I learned in my training today. So
Awesome.
I'm going to stop the share there.
So essentially become the agent that you want to be and that you envision yourself to be, and go back through those and do that checklist and apply it to what your business should look like. So good stuff, Harlequin. Did you guys, I know you were taking questions in the beginning. Did y'all talk about the new master agent program?
We did not get to that. No.
Okay. All right, great. Well, that's something that I get a lot of questions on, and seems to be some confusion out there. So I want to open up and give an opportunity to talk about that. So what I'm talking about, the master agent program was just announced last week. And what it is it gives us as independent agents the ability to actually sign up another organization. So imagine this, you're building your business and you're looking for quality recruits. So one at a time, you bring in independent agents, right? That's been our model from day one. Well, the master agent program is now going to give you the ability to not recruit one person, but recruit an entire organization of people. I want to go through what type of organization would be a great prospect for you. Okay. David mentioned that he has a friend that owns a telecommunications company where they are marketing business services and they're marketing residential services. And because it is a service-based company, they feel like being able to offer a funding platform would be a good fit for them. David went through today. I said, can you tell us what you would say to someone if you're trying to get through the door to get the conversation started? And he said, yeah. Now I don't have my notes, Harlequin, but just off the top of my head, he said, I would ask them, what it is they're marketing today and what their model is. If you didn't already know, right? Say, how do you pay your team? Most of it, you're looking for people that are commission-based organizations. And then once you find out the basics, say, well, would you be interested in adding a high revenue generating product that would pay on a weekly basis to your product line, that's 100% online and fully automated, and basically is just a referral type platform that you don't have to manage. You don't have to learn a lot of new things, and there's no licensing required. So something on those lines. I've got notes at home in my notebook on what David said specifically, but if they say yes, they would be open to that, then we want to introduce them to Wade Cordell, who's our senior funding director. Now, the key for you guys is that we're not using David Allen Capital and our brand in any of this conversation. Okay. We're talking about a funding platform that is licensed outside of what we're doing here with DAC. In fact, it is the funding platform that is what we're marketing through DAC. So DAC is the marketing arm of our funding platform. So Wade's going to be offering that to individual organizations. You're looking for organizations that would be commission-based, that would have, and already have a team of agents that are marketing on their behalf. And again, commission-based agents are really the target market that you're working towards. So what kind of organizations would be a good fit? as I said, telecommunications, someone that's in the financial space, whether it be in taxes or consulting or an insurance organization that has different financial services in their portfolio. Those would be good fits. Someone that might have a team of folks in a calling center that are already marketing in the financial space. I know David had shared that we had a lead company that was working with us to see if we could do lead packages. Harlequin and I participated in that, and they have found out that now they can brand this without being an agent inside of DAC. They can become a master agent through us, and they're wanting to market their own leads to this new funding platform. So it doesn't take away from what we're doing at all. What it does is, imagine you being able to, if you've been in direct selling a while, think of it like this. If you've been in direct selling a while or over the years, I'll share a story with what happened to me when I was early in my network marketing career. I was with a travel company, and I recruited a young lady who said, oh, my dad is going to love this product. So we got his dad on the phone. I did a 3-way call with him, and he was excited. And he said, I've got a real good friend that he and his wife are just awesome networkers. Can we get them on the phone in front of this? And I said, sure, but I don't think I'm the person to have this call. So I had a call with one of the executives of the company, and I put this couple on the phone. Their name was Skip and Doris Lewis. And when they got off of the phone, had their questions answered, they signed up in the business. And I'm telling you, I had been in the fastest growing my organization had ever seen was me putting in multiple people in one day. But when I recruited this couple into my organization, I had a massive explosion in my downline. I mean, like hundreds of people within a week's time were joining my business because they came in and went to work and just started lighting up the phones, calling everybody that they knew, and they were just pouring people into my sales team. So I tell you that story because I saw the power of bringing in the right person or the right people into my business and how that could massively impact my business's growth as well as my income, which it did. But I say that because this master agent program is kind of like that in a way, as far as the amount of volume that a master agent can deliver. If you bring in the right organization, that master agent can deliver that kind of volume to your DAC business. And it can be as if you recruited a whole big team of people, because that's really what it is. That master agency, they're the network, but they already have their own team of people, and they're coming in. You introduce them and you get rewarded by getting paid off of the funding value of every bit of funding that they do. So if you're the enroller, you'll get paid 25 to 50% of the funded value on our standard compensation plan. And then if you're not the enroller, and this is someone that comes into your organization, then you'll have that residual override or the DAC pay plan, right? I'm an area director, so I earn off of every funding that takes place in my organization. So I don't have to just get the enroller bonus. I still will get 10, minimum of 5%, but at least 10% on, or I should say at least 5%, but up to 10% on those master agencies that come in. So it's a great way to really explode your business. And I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to ask questions tonight, because I know there's, as it's been here setting in our minds, more and more questions are created. So do you see anybody with hands up now, Harlequin?
I don't right now. One thing I will, something that David brought up today is when you're talking to somebody, you need to really make sure that it's best for them to become a quote unquote master agent Or is it better for them to become a DAC agent? And, to become a master agent, they're going to have to pay some money to get set up, and then a monthly amount or monthly fee unless they meet a certain revenue threshold. Some businesses, they may be looking at it as only bringing on board a little bit of volume, maybe 10, 15 fundings a month. Others may be looking at bringing in, 40, 50, 100. And one of the other things for you to think about is, do they mind being DAC branded? Because if they come in as a master agent, the funded value is going to be 30% of the actual amount.
For us, not for
us,
them.
not for them, but for us. And they also have the ability, if they're at the DAC 4 level and they're amped up, which if they're doing a lot of fundings, they're going to get paid at 7.8% commission.
They'll get paid 7.25%.
If they're a master agent, they get 7.25%.
Right.
If they're a DAC agent, they'll get 7.8%. So they actually get paid a little bit more if they are doing active funding. So it's just something to keep in mind. And if you have any questions on a particular client or, potential partner, feel free to reach out to Ellen or I, or, if you need to determine which way you should go with it.
Yeah. You're exactly right on that. In most cases, them coming in as a DAC agent, they're going to have more income opportunity than coming in as a master agent. The reason this program was created in the first place was because over the past few years, David and many of us have had conversations with organizations that would be a perfect fit to be an agent here with DAC. But because of our marketing model and our agency and team building structure, they did not want to get involved in DAC. And some of them said that because we're partnered with longevity in the nutritional side, that was a turnoff. So this master agent program has given us the ability to bring people into our funding platform, but with no labeling whatsoever on DAC side. They won't be involved with DAC, but because you refer them, then you're going to get the volume in the comp plan. We won't see who that organization is. We won't know who they are. All we'll see is that you have a master agent that has been referred and is placed in your organization through that referral. So good stuff. I saw Eric had his hand up, and did he lower his hand? Eric
Yeah.
Brooks.
Eric and I think also Cedric had his up.
Okay.
But let's see. Yeah, Eric Brooks, do you still have a question for us?
You guys basically touched on everything. Hi guys, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, good, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing well. Congratulations, Harlequin, on Agent of the Month. Hopefully
you.
I will be one of you guys one of these days. But yeah, you basically touched on what I already was thinking about. I got ahead of myself basically. As far as like, because what I wanted to find out was what the benefits were to actually enroll a master agent, and you basically covered that for me. So there was no point in me asking that. So I just wanted to say congratulations. That's all.
Awesome. Thank you, Eric. Yeah.
No
So
problem.
in a nutshell, the benefit of bringing on a master agent is you have something to offer them now that they would be interested in, whereas they weren't interested or might not be interested in becoming a DAC agent. I had this conversation right before David announced it. One of the agents in my team reached out and said, hey, I'm working with this group, this company. They're interested, they're intrigued by the funding platform that we have with DAC, and he's wanting to know more. How would that work? And we were talking through, and she's going, okay, would we sign the company up, and then that company sign up all their independent agents and they all become DAC agents? And I'm going, no, it gets very convoluted in that. You would want to just bring that one, the company on as an agent right? And then they would earn through the DAC comp plan. That was prior to David announcing the master agent. In fact, I reached out to him and asked him that question, would he be willing to talk to that business owner? And he called me and he said, Ellen, I've got something better. We're launching a master agent program, which is the perfect solution to the scenario that you're talking about. So that's where it's a fit for some, not a fit for all, but it gives you an option. If they don't like the DAC or the marketing model that we have, then we've got this co-branding that they can do with our funding and have 100% of what we offer, or they can pick and choose and say, well, we like it, but we don't want to market the biddy piece of that. Another piece of this master agent program is it separates our funding from our other services. I know in the past I've talked to payment processing companies, and since DAC offers payment processing, those payment processing companies were kind of pushing back, going, well, I don't want you talking to my customers about payment processing. I have a payment processing platform that I get paid off of already, and I don't want to switch my customers over. So because it was all on one website, they would not market our funding, but now they'll have that total separation and they can pick and choose which of the funding products we add to the lineup. It leaves the payment processing and customer financing out of it completely. So I think it's just going to be a huge win-win for the organization. And for you, those of you that see that and want to make referrals, you're welcome, as Harlequin said, to reach out and ask questions on a case-by-case basis. We don't need to be sending in stuff. Please vet that with me. Let's talk it through before we pass it on to Wade. He gets backlogged. He's working hard to go through all of our funding and make sure that he's responding and supporting our clients that are looking for money. That's his first priority. Secondly, he's wanting to talk to the people that are qualified for this master agent program, but a lot of agents are flooding his inbox with folks that really shouldn't be a master agent. They should just become a DAC agent. So talk that through with me. If you're on Harlequin's team, reach out to her. And I think this is a good time to say too, just because Harlequin is my co-host every week doesn't mean she is the support person for all of you guys out here, other than in a group setting, right? She has her own team, and not all of you are on Harlequin's team, but all of you are on my team, right? So if you can get your questions answered on our Zooms, or she's great at answering questions in the Facebook group, that's awesome. But don't try to, if you're not in her group, don't try to get a lot of her one-on-one time with Messenger and all of that, because she's trying to keep up with what she's got going too. So good question. All right. Thank you, Eric.
One more thing before you go, before you get
Yeah.
to somebody, can you just reiterate what the ideal industries were before? Because I kind of missed that. To actually recruit for
master
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that there's an ideal agency, but an ideal business model would be someone that's already marketing a business to business service, probably a service. It could be products, but services, or a tax organization that is doing a lot of tax work for business owners, or they're already in a financial space, whether it be consulting or an insurance product that markets primarily to business owners.
Okay.
You know, a Legal Shield representative who's marketing in the B2B market space, because Legal Shield has a great business legal plan. And there are a lot of agents out there that's what they focus on, is the business side of the membership. So someone like that that's building a big organization and focusing on business services could really do well with marketing that product.
Okay.
I think they would probably make a better DAC agent. Let me back that up. They would make a better DAC agent than a master agent, because they don't have what you're looking for is a company that already has commission-based employees or commission-based 1099 workers that are getting paid commission, and they already have a sales team, right? That gets paid directly through that company. So that's where that master agent program would be, where our funding team would pay directly to the company, and then they work that money into their own compensation plan, and it doesn't go through the plan that we have. So,
Yeah, basically they get to set their own commission levels for their employees. Because the other thing is some companies have a base plus commission. So they would be paying a smaller percentage of a commission to them since they're already paying a base salary. So that can also be a good fit.
Okay.
Yeah, very true. Awesome. Great
Yeah.
question.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then Sam Kendrick asked, does the master agent platform have access to DAC white label marketing materials?
No, they won't have anything related to DAC there. I'm sure that there will be marketing materials made available for them for the new branding that's going forward with the funding products. So essentially, David Allen Capital is going to be marketing that same funding platform. It's all going to be one umbrella. So we have one application to send everybody through, whether it's them applying for the $2,000, they're doing $3,000 a month, or whether it's $2 million. There's just going to be one portal, one application process, and we're going to be co-branding that same funding platform, which is Bank Breezy, right? But all of that webpage and everything is going to be revised and freshened up. So, that reminds me too, if you're using bankbreezy.com as your domain, which if you followed any of my training from the very beginning, I have said, I love the product, but I don't use the Bank Breezy domain. I always use the 25K Today tab of the David Allen Capital page. So back to what I've been telling you, if you're using bankbreezy.com, you need to stop using that. Somewhere in the future, because of this shift, David is going to take that Bank Breezy domain away from DAC agents, right? So if you're using a domain name, have it redirected to the David Allen Capital 25K Today page, or just the David Allen Capital funding, not your Bank Breezy URL. If you're not clear on that, now's a good time to ask. So bankbreezy.com is the domain versus davidallencapital.com and the 25K Today tab of that page. Okay. Anybody else?
I
have Sherry's hand up.
Sherry. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. How are you tonight?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Fine, thank you. I just have what do you think of QR codes on our drop cards instead of our link to whichever website we give
I like those, and there's been some discussion that we may have the ability to add those on our drop cards.
Okay.
Yeah, so that way there's no room for error on someone typing in the web address wrong. Right?
Exactly. And then we'll get updates, because if they enter it manually, we don't get updates, right?
Correct. Yes.
Exactly.
So
okay.
They go through your website with your ID number correctly positioned at the end of that, then they will be going through your link and you do get the updates. But if they go to davidallencapital.com and have to manually type in your name and your agent ID number, then that does not trigger the automated notifications. You are correct.
Okay.
Good
Thank
question.
You. Yeah. And that really should be an option. Even if we had to spend a little more on it, it should be an option whether you want it or not, or just go use a domain name. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good question.
Good. Thanks.
All right.
Yeah. And Latasha Roberts says she created her QR codes using Canva. Now, one thing on QR codes, if the person doesn't have a camera on their desktop, they can't use it. So
Yeah,
that's
I've
something
always used them from a mobile, but
Yeah, so those are good if you're using a mobile, but it doesn't work whenever you're using a desktop, which a lot of business owners use. So that's something just to keep in mind,
Right,
that you need to have both options available for them.
right. Yeah, if they're using a desktop though, they can type it in, or you send them a link or
Yeah.
whatever there, or they could do the QR code and send a link from their phone to their email. So yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. That's where the domain comes in, where it redirects over, so they're not having to do / your ID number on
Yeah.
that. Okay. All right. Anybody else got questions? We'll wrap up. If not,
Don't see any more questions, and I don't see any hands raised.
all right. Well, guys, it's been a great month leading into this month. Last month we had a record month, and David said we're on track already to have another record month here in April. So keep doing what you're doing. If you're not getting the results that you're wanting, but you're out having conversations, just do more of it, because as long as you stick to it and you continue consistency and measuring your results and adjusting what you're doing to get the results that you're looking for, you'll have success here. Just a matter of stick and stay and the commitment and the tenacity to hang on, because we're about to take a really fast ride for those of you that are plugging in with what's happening with these new product launches. So I hope you're getting out and thinking about building an agency to take advantage of that growth, because we're about to be on a fun ride together. All right, guys, everybody have an awesome evening. Anything else before we wrap up?
Just one last thing. If you have not watched the training from Tuesday night, you absolutely really need to watch that.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, everybody, have a great evening. We'll see you on the next Zoom. Take care.
Have
Bye.
a good weeky.
Absolutely.
Close it out.
I'm working on getting back to that. I've got so many open. Excellent.
We'll be leaving momentarily, people.
Yeah, I've got to find the Zoom app on my phone now. There we go. Okay, bye everyone.